people live under rules they didn't write. They obey, negotiate, and compromise while pretending the system works for them. Power belongs to those who assume authority, not those who beg for it. If you wait for approval, validation, or permission, you are surrendering the game before it even begins. Real rulers don't ask. They act, they claim, and they enforce. Napoleon didn't wait for the Pope to crown him. He seized the crown, placing it on his own head, and in that single, audacious act, he declared that authority flows from the one willing to claim it, not from tradition or approval. History favors those who act decisively, who write the rules, and who enforce them without hesitation. Authority is a mindset first, an action second, and a perception third. This video is about embracing audacity, committing to irreversible action, and treating laws as instruments for those bold enough to wield them. Rule like you wrote the laws or rewrite them in fire. If you hesitate, the world will write the rules for you, and they rarely favor the timid. Today, you'll learn how to claim authority, enforce your personal laws, and make commitment and action irreversible in the pursuit of dominance. Most people believe authority is granted. They wait for permission, approval, or validation before acting. That's weak. That's invisible. Authority is assumed. It isn't given, it isn't earned through approval, and it isn't inherited by default. It is claimed. You step into it. You project it. You act as if the world has no choice but to acknowledge your command. History is littered with audacious figures who understood this. Napoleon Bonaparte didn't wait for the Pope to crown him. He placed the crown on his own head, demonstrating to the world that authority flows from boldness, not tradition. One act of audacity, one irreversible assertion of power, and perception shifts. People obey the ones who act as though they already possess power. Authority isn't about documents, titles, or approval. It's about mindset, projection, and the willingness to claim it regardless of opposition. The world rewards the audacious, the decisive, and those willing to assume their role before anyone acknowledges it. Hesitation is surrender. Waiting for validation is losing before the game begins. If you want influence, power, or control, you cannot wait for permission. You must step forward, command, and act with the confidence of someone who wrote the rules. Authority is assumed, not negotiated. If you present yourself with certainty, the world will adjust, even if internally it resists. Hesitate, and the timid will occupy the space you could have dominated. People approach ambition like a casual stroll. They hedge, they pause, they leave doors open to retreat. That's weakness. That's surrender. Commitment must be irreversible to command respect and enforce authority. Fire doesn't flicker, it consumes. When you act with totality, with zero plan B, you signal power, determination, and inevitability. Hesitation invites doubt. Half measures invite failure. History demonstrates this with ruthless clarity. Napoleon didn't hesitate. Placing the crown on his own head wasn't just audacity, it was irreversible commitment. He burned the option of obedience to tradition, leaving no space to retreat, and in that moment, he became not just a claimant of authority, but a ruler who commanded it. The world recognizes total commitment because it is rare. The timid, cautious, or hesitant are invisible by comparison. Fire is your irreversible action. It signals that you are all in, and everyone else must respond. Every hesitation is an invitation for others to challenge you, undermine you, or ignore your claim. The moment you commit fully, emotionally, strategically, and publicly, you convert authority from a possibility into reality. Irreversible commitment forces the world to bend, adapt, and respect your claim. Action without full commitment is invisible. People can see intention, but they don't obey half-hearted ambition. Results require burning the bridges behind you, removing the option to retreat. When the fire is lit, there is only forward. You cannot bargain with the world, you must enforce your claim. Hesitate, and others define the space you could have dominated. Most people believe rules exist to control them. They see laws, traditions, and social norms as external forces, rigid and unchangeable. Here's the brutal, unapologetic truth. Laws serve the lawmaker, not the obedient. Whoever writes the rules shapes reality. Whoever controls the narrative determines advantage. Authority isn't about following. It's about creating, enforcing, and bending the system to your will. Look at history. Napoleon didn't wait for the church, the state, or precedent. He crowned himself. That act didn't just defy tradition, it redefined who held power. The law, tradition, and ceremony existed to constrain others, but he used them to assert dominance. Laws are tools. You can obey them, or you can wield them. The timid follow, the audacious shape. Every rule, every structure, every social norm is neutral until claimed, bent, or rewritten by those willing to act decisively. Success favors creators, not followers. Influence belongs to those who write the playbook, enforce the narrative, and act as though the laws themselves exist to serve their vision. Hesitate, and the system shapes you instead of the other way around. If you want power, influence, or freedom, you cannot simply obey. You must understand that rules are instruments, not shackles. You must claim, bend, or rewrite them. Authority exists in the one who leverages law, not the one who bends to it. Followers wait for permission. Lawmakers command without asking. Which one will you be? Authority isn't theoretical, it's action. You can think like a ruler, plan like a general, and speak like a king, but until you act, you are invisible. Power flows to those who move, commit, and enforce. Hesitation, delay, and half measures are the playground of the weak. To rule, truly rule, you must convert intention into irreversible action. History is merciless in proving this. Napoleon didn't just crown himself symbolically, he acted decisively to seize power, enforce obedience, and rewrite the rules of the game. One moment of audacious action changed perception, reality, and outcome. Authority isn't granted to dreamers, it is earned in the fire of action. The world bends to those who move first, act boldly, and leave no room for retreat. Every delay costs influence, opportunity, and momentum. Every half-step signals weakness to the world. The harsh reality: no one respects ideas that aren't executed. No one bends to authority that isn't enforced. Action is the backbone of power. Without it, your rules are empty words, your crown is invisible, and your law is meaningless. To enforce your personal laws, to claim authority, to dominate your space, you must act audaciously and irreversibly. Step forward decisively. Declare your intentions. Live by your rules publicly. Every choice you enforce, every standard you uphold, strengthens your influence and solidifies perception. Authority without action is a lie. Action without hesitation is unstoppable. Authority is not given. Power is not granted. Influence is not negotiated. It is assumed, enforced, and commanded through action. Waiting for permission, approval, or tradition is surrender. Those who hesitate are invisible, and those who act decisively shape reality in their image. Napoleon didn't crown himself for ceremony, he did it to declare, irreversibly, that authority flows from audacity and action. Rules exist, but they are tools, not chains. Laws serve the lawmaker, not the obedient. The world bends to those who claim, commit, and enforce their principles. Half-hearted action earns nothing. Hesitation invites irrelevance. If you want to rule your life, your ambitions, and your sphere of influence, you must write your law, live it unapologetically, and enforce it through action. Authority is a mindset, but it becomes real only when backed by irreversibility and audacity. Burn the bridges of retreat. Every action you take, every rule you enforce, every bold declaration compounds your authority. The timid follow. The audacious create, bend, and dominate. Authority is earned in fire, maintained in action, and solidified by audacity. Remember, rule like you wrote the laws or rewrite them in fire. The world will follow those who move decisively. Hesitate and you vanish. Act boldly, and the universe bends to your command.